Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag. These private.
What's going on, family? It's your man Tasteway here once again with another STB Market Watch. And this is part two of the trading strategies that do not work. Okay. Now, in this training, when we're talking about different strategies that no longer work, a lot of people need to understand that what used to work no longer works only because too many people got on board, right? Now, for me, when I say too many people got on board, I like to look at it as your favorite restaurant. Like I always say, you like your favorite restaurant because the food is good, the vibe is dope, and it's not too many people, so it's not a long wait. As soon as too many people know about it, the wait goes crazy. The wait, the food is not as good as it used to be because hey, everybody's there now, and the cooks are rushing to try to get food out to everybody. I mean, you name it, it's just it's not good. It's not as good as it used to. The drinks are watered down. Um, and now because the secret's out, it's not as good as it used to be. You don't like it as much. Well, it's no different when it comes to these indicators that I'm showing you. So let's dive on in it. Let's see what we have going. And let's see if you're using some of these strategies. So in today's strategy, what I want to talk about is something that one of my mentors that I absolutely love taught me when I first got started with the trading world, and that is Larry Williams. Anybody who knows who Larry Williams is, he's one of the, I mean, he's probably one of the best traders in history. You know, just as far as I'm concerned, right? And I'm not just saying that because I learned a lot from him, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, Larry Williams, he was the man. He was the man. He still is. He is the man. Um, and I got a lot of the stuff that I've learned from him. Okay, and one of the things that he used to teach us was Keltner band, you know, Keltner bands, and not in the sense of hey, this is what you want to use, because he actually trades a whole different way, um, and so do I. But this is one of the things that he would mention a lot of, Keltner bands, they don't work like they used to, and even he'll tell you that. But what I can show you is that although some of these things don't work like they used to, I want to show that if you want to use them, I want to show how you can use them still, right? So Keltner band, very similar to a Bollinger band. We'll go over to Keltner though. But as you see here, price action likes to stay within inside of this band usually, right? Likes to stay within inside of the band. When it hits the top, it's probably going to find a way to get back to the bottom, and vice versa. When it gets to the bottom, it'll find a way to the top. Now, once again, if you are going to use these, it's not a trading strategy you should use on its own, right? That's why I say it no longer works on its own. You have, because, and the reason why I say this was I remember seeing traders who traded like this. They would trade literally up, it's at the top, let me short it until it goes to the bottom. And that used to work. And it kind of still does it, I won't lie, but it's not a consistent trading strategy, right? So top goes back to the bottom. From the bottom goes back to the top. This used to be, I can't say it was a 90%, but this used to be a high percentage indicator that you used to be able to use, but you can't anymore because look at this. If you got caught right here and you're like, oh, it's at the top, and you wanted to short it to come back to the bottom, look what happened. You gap up, you continue, you average in, think it's going to go to the bottom, and it just continues higher and higher, right? So once again, this is not one of those things you want to get caught trying to follow, okay? If you want to use it, what I like to do personally is I like to follow this midpoint, number one. That is going to tell me, and watch this. You don't necessarily need the Keltner band if you want to follow the midpoint. The reason why I say that is because that midpoint is very similar to what we've been using in STB for a long time, and that is the 20 EMA, right? And like I said, some traders are going to use, there's a bunch of nuances. Some traders are going to use the 21 EMA. We like the 20, okay? Now watch this. I'm going to bring up a 20 MA and look at that. Very, very close. And you see my green line, which is my 20 EMA, it's sticking with that midpoint of that Keltner band like crazy, right? like crazy. And if you really zone in, a lot of times the 20 EMA is going to give you a better entry than the midpoint of the Keltner band. So you could have got in here and took it up, but once again, you wouldn't have got the entry on using the Keltner band midway. Wouldn't have got that entry here. You could have got it here. Could have got it in this area. This one. So yeah, it just once again, it's just one of those things that absolutely you have to back test it. You have to understand that it's not the end all be all, and it could just be a good guide, right? The number one thing I've always used is you need to know what the market is currently doing. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Right? The Keltner band will help you with that. Or the Keltner band will help you once you figure out if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, right? So that's something that I look for. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's market watch direction. Where are we going? And what we can do, even though it doesn't work like it used to, what we can do is we can see if we can find some Keltner band action. Let's see if we can not only use what I personally apply to my trading strategy, but let's see if the Keltner band can somewhat justify what I'm saying. All right, let's see about it. So what we're going to do is actually, I want to take the Keltner band off. Because once again, it doesn't work, once again, for trading by itself, but it can be good just to, put an overlay and say, oh, let me see what's going on right now. All right. So, of course, we were in this downtrend, really crazy downtrend for a while. That definitely looked like a nice C wave down, right? Definitely like a nice C wave down. Or it could actually be a bigger A wave, right? That could be a bigger A wave, believe it or not. I would not be surprised if that was a bigger A wave. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's look at the count. Let's count it out. See if we can find some counting in here. So, those of you all who don't know, I absolutely like to count my waves. I'm definitely an Elliott wave fan. So wave one, it looks like two. I think for the most part, I mean, I want to say all of this might have been wave three. If you really think about it, all of that may have been wave three. So instead of this being an A wave, that might just be a wave four, to be totally honest, right? Which means we got a wave five coming on out of here. That could be what's going on. For my STB folks or anybody that's been in like I don't know if you wanted to do or if you have done a challenge of mine or whatever you've learned from me. I like to track other things, weather patterns, et cetera, et cetera. Right now we are showing that we're bullish. We should be bullish still. So that's why I say this could just be a simple, one, two. Like I said, this could be definitely a wave three. Let's see, one of three, two of three, yeah, three of three, four of three, five of three. That's definitely, I can almost guarantee it now. That's definitely a wave three. Definitely a wave three. So what we have here, this is a wave four pullback. Of course, the rules, you can't, wave four can't touch wave one. So I like this. If this was a full wave three, it definitely followed, right? It definitely followed the rules. Yeah, wave three is usually pulled back into this area, or excuse me, wave four is usually pulled back into this area or this area. I've seen them come a little bit lower, but it's usually common to, be somewhere in here. I like it. I like it. That being said, I am, yeah, but bullish. I am bullish. And now what we can do, now that we know that we're pretty much in another uptrend, right? So we should be able to finish out this wave, right? Wave five. And then what should happen is you will get wave A, B, C down, right? And the C down can take us, I mean, you name it. C wave could take us really low. Which we'll visit that day by day. We'll see what we have going day by day. But that being said, if this is going to be a wave five that I'm seeing play out, what we need to now do is see if we can find some type of indicator that's going to tell us where we're going. right? Where are we going to take? Where are we going? How are we going to get there? Well, for me, what I want to do and what I often like to do is I like to see. Uh, remember, I told you I like to see my direction by way of channels and speed lines, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away this here, boom, and I want to put in a speed line just to indicate where we were going. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I don't like that color, so I'm gonna change it maybe to white is a little bit better. We'll leave it there. All right, so this has been a long term, not long term, but let's say May. So since end of May, this has been a pretty decent term support line, and then we can go maybe right in here. That's fine. All right, nothing too crazy. We won't get too crazy with it, but we have two things going on here now. So here is now support because we broke resistance. Now this is support. Now we're coming back up into here. All right. So for me, I'm going to see, we're going to get some static right around here. Why? Because that was previous resistance. And then as you get right in here, which is within the next day or so, that's also going to be static. However, we have this near term support thing going on right now, right? So what's probably going to happen is we're going to bounce inside of this wedge, right? Until we get up here. And maybe, I mean, it can bounce probably until first week of July, right? First week of July. Now, me personally, I do know we have a holiday coming up, for many people. So what I can see happening is that could bring some weakness, to be honest with you. When people start going on vacation, things like that, volume goes down in the market. Because volume goes down in the market, what we can see is this thing can break out of here and take us here. So near term, I'd like to see us kind of make a move to try to take out this high again, because like I said, that does look like a wave five. But the rule of wave fives, sometimes it'll get to the top of wave three and it'll poop out. And then sometimes it's going to be, depending on, what kind of wave it is, it can be a 60% of a wave five of a wave three. Wave five could be, it'll never, I'm not gonna say never, because you have different extensions, but it can be close to 80% of a wave three, but you usually rarely see wave fives be any more than we just say 100% of a wave three, unless you're talking about a different type of wave, because that's when we get into like advanced Fibonacci and advanced Elliott wave and the Neely's method. And that stuff, I mean, honestly, it's for mathematicians. I'm not saying I'm a mathematician, but I get it. That's something that I use in my trading. All right. So anyway, this is what I'm seeing. Like I said, we knew this was going to go up because, of course, it's inverted head and shoulders. So I like where it's going, but once again, I do have a cap right in here. I have a cap on this right in here. Now, I'd like to see it get a little bit higher, and what we can do, we're gonna need to go back, way back. So let's see. There we go. 22. So what we're gonna need to look for now is resistance levels back here. Resistance, resistance, and resistance. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna see, have we already tested some of these? All right, now this one was already put in, so I'm gonna make that one white. But I need to see, these are still green because I need to see if they have been tested already. No, they have not. Look at that. Boom, boom. So yeah, there's, so now I have three, I say two for now, but it looks like we have this resistance, and this resistance. So for me personally, because we've already came here and kind of taken, I don't say we taken out the sellers, because as you see, you hit it, fail, hit it again, and then the sellers just, I mean, it was bloody. But when we come back to visit this line, I'd like to actually see it, I mean, get melted through. I mean, because there shouldn't be as many sellers right there because we just took them all out. So we'll see. That being said, may take a couple of days, but I'd like to come up and see if we can test this line by, I don't know, July 3rd, right? July 3rd. And that's when the weakness comes in because, if we test that line by July 3rd, let's see. Yeah, so we go July 4th, it looks like. Yeah, won't be much July 4th action. And then, yeah, so I like that. I like this for the SP 500. I think we're going to be bullish over the next few days. We'll get to July 4th, and then I think we're going to start making an A wave, ABC wave down, which is correct. So that's what I'm looking for on that one. If we go back real quick, let's see. All right, so we got support and resistance areas. I also want to see some of these gaps looking like what we. Let's see if we can find some. Yeah. Oh, there's one in there. So we'll I just want to identify them and see if they've been taken out, supported. And shit, there's one in there. Get to go hit. Look, this white line's been resistant to support for a while. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I like just in the near term, I like these two. So what I'm gonna do is take that line out, put another gap here. See if we support and resist that one, and then let's go back. Right, there it is. Bingo. Look at that. Look at that. Came up, closed it, tested this one, pulled back, retraced, closed, retraced, both. Oh man, this is nuts. So I'd like to see this one once again. See if we can get back up here and close it for a second time. That's kind of something we see. But yeah, hey, I mean, shit. This shows you how the market moves. I don't make this stuff up. So this has been another market watch. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, like I said, I am bullish. Near term, this looks like an A wave, or excuse me, this looks like a wave one. Or, because it's just a wave five. So this is like a wave one of five. So one of five, two of five, we'll get a three of five. And we'll see if four and five of five takes us into this area. But I would like to see somewhere in that 44, maybe even 4,500. I was gonna say 44.93, but 4,500 area. I'd like to see if we can get that tapped. So I'd like to see about that. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing for maybe the next week or two. This trying to play out. So wave one of five, wave two of five, and then we're getting ready to start a wave three of five. I like that. So that being said, hey, be careful trading out there, especially if you're going to short this. Be careful. Other than that, hey, this has been another great market watch. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. And don't forget to like and share my shit. All right. I like the love. The love helps me show up on a day-to-day basis. Show the love so I can keep showing up. All right. Talk soon.
Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag. These